going on, you guys? So as we know, we got a fight coming up this weekend. Devin the Dream Haney, George Ferocious Cambosis. But looking past that, right? And I know we don't want to look past anybody in the ring, right? But just looking past it, Devin Haney has been asked about what's next for him, right? You know, he typically, most people feel that Dev's going to go out there and do what he did the first time, probably even better, right? So looking past the Cambosis fight, we have other options. Potentially Shakur Stevenson, which some people may say, the politics of boxing won't let that happen right now. Then we got Vasily Lomachenko, a guy who's been pretty vocal about fighting Devin Haney after his next fight with Jermaine Ortiz. Then there's Gervonta Tank Davis, one of the money mans in the division, one of the cash cows in the sport, right? Tank Davis. And for the longest time, we've been wondering when is Tank Davis going to fight the likes of Devin the Dream Haney. I mean, these guys are in the same weight class. And Devin Haney really considers Tank Davis to be a guy who carefully handpicked his opponents, right? And he believes that he's going to fight nobody of note anytime soon. And really that's what it's looking like, right? When we look at Tank Davis, and I'm a fan of Tank Davis, so let's not get it misconstrued. I like Tank Davis. He's an exciting fighter. His fights be thrilling. They always end in some type of knockout or something. Exciting fighter, right? However, at his current age, he's closer to 30 now than he is to 20. When is Tank Davis going to go for the gusto, right? He came out recently and said that he's not signed to a single soul. So when are we going to get these big fights with Tank Davis? Now, there is supposed to be a fight with Ryan Garcia on horizon. However, you know, things have gone silent with that fight. Ryan Garcia more recently came out and said that Tank Davis ain't signing a contract, what have you, right? But who is Tank Davis going to fight? Well, Devin Haney seems to believe nobody, right? Devin Haney seems to believe that Tank Davis will continue to fight nobody's because this is what he's been doing. And he says this, quote, "We all know Tank isn't going to fight nobody. He doesn't want to fight nobody. It's been like that for a while now. So the more realistic fight is Lomachenko." So Devin Haney is pretty much looking past Gervonta Tank Davis at this point. Because you remember before the Rolando Romero fight, Tank Davis said, yeah, keep talking that shit. You know, and after that fight, we coming for Devin Haney, etc. Well, nothing happened, right? It's been dark, it's been quiet. And now Devin Haney's looking at Lomachenko as the next option. Years ago, Lomachenko, the franchise tag got put on him. We know that story, right? The franchise tag got put on him. Lomachenko said he didn't do it. It was alleged to be his team that did it. Nonetheless, it's still Team Lomachenko. So now Devin Haney is not going to let bygones be bygones. Lomachenko is still one of the best guys in the sport, still a very credible name. And in my opinion, he shouldn't look past Lomachenko. He should definitely go for that fight, despite what happened in the past. Why? Because Devin Haney is a young guy in the sport, right? He still got a lot of time. And why not put that name on your resume moving forward, right? It just doesn't make sense why boxing fans come out and say, oh, well, you know, he didn't fight him, so he should do the same. No. We not going to do that. Right? Team Haney seems to be moving a lot differently than a lot of these guys in the modern era of boxing. Go for Lomachenko. If Lomachenko gets past Jermaine Ortiz, right? Jermaine Ortiz might be a tough guy for Lomachenko. We don't know. We haven't seen Loma since his fight with Richard Comey. After that, he went to war in Ukraine. So we don't know if Lomachenko, and then at 34 years old now, we don't know if Lomachenko is going to perform like he did before he left off to Ukraine. Looked phenomenal before that happened. Makes sense for him to go after Lomachenko if Lomachenko comes off a good win over Jermaine Ortiz. Makes sense for 2023 for Devin Haney to go after the guy who was more willing to fight. And that guy just so happened to be Lomachenko. Lomachenko's at the end of his career. Lomachenko wants to get the last bit of glory that he can, last big paydays, etc., etc., etc. Why not make it happen? Guys like Tank Davis, well, we still going to be scratching our head as to wondering if Tank Davis is going to be fighting some of these guys like Shakur Stevenson, Keyshawn Davis, Devin Haney. So many guys that Tank Davis can mix it up with, but will Mayweather Promotions and these guys put him in the ring? Tank Davis said he's not signed to a single soul, so we just don't know, right? But I think Tank Davis is a big enough name to move around in boxing to fight under any promotional company, and they'll put top dollar in front of Tank Davis in order for him to perform on their networks, on their platforms. So I don't know, man. Tank Davis, he got to fight some of these guys, right? And I think a good start is with Ryan Garcia. So I'm looking forward to seeing if that fight will be made. It just seems far-fetched today when we look at the PBC and when these guys from the outside looking in wants to come over there and tangle with them dudes. It seems like it's a struggle to get these fights to happen. is it seemed like a lot of politics come into play. It seemed like they just don't really have much faith in their guys. I mean, if I'm honest, it seemed like the PBC just don't have 100% confidence in their guys to go out there and get the job done. Maybe outside of Deontay Wilder, they just don't seem to really want to put these guys in there with tougher fighters. Devin Haney's one of the young guys in the sport. He has all the belts, and all roads lead to Devin the Dream Haney. Like, subscribe, Hodge Boy. Peace out.